Hi guys, welcome to lesson 6. In the last lesson, we talked about writing winning ad copy. And while in that lesson we focused just on the text that shows up in the actual core part of the ad, in this lesson we are going to talk about ad extensions, which will really help the overall ad performance in general and adds to all of the amazing copy that you're already writing. So let's jump in here and just go over what ad extensions are and how they can be used and all the different things that you can do with them. So, these ad extensions are one of the most underutilized weapons, I think, in Google AdWords. These ad extensions allow you to take up a lot more real estate on the search engine results page, which is a definite good thing, a definite huge bonus. So you have a larger, more complete, and more enticing ad overall, and it lets you provide additional links to your site, contact information, product images, and all this other rich data that can really draw people in and help increase your click-through rates, which is a big key metric that we want to watch. So AdWords offers a number of different ad extensions for different use cases, and different kinds of businesses are going to use these a little bit differently, but in this lesson I'm going to walk you through each of these ad extensions, show you how they work, show you examples, and when you would want to leverage them. But basically, just in a nutshell, they just add additional information and allow you to add different text and links and things to your ads. Now, normal text ads, they include just your headlines, a short description, and a URL like we just covered in the last lesson. But these just allow you to add all kinds of other stuff. So let's take a look here. This is a list here that you see on your screen of the manual ad extensions. So these are extensions that you literally have to go in and add yourself. So there's everything from location extensions, site links, call outs, call extensions, message extensions, reviews, price extensions, app extensions, and we're going to go through all of these and I'm going to give you some examples. Now here's a list of the automated ad extensions that are available in the account. So basically they're divided into two categories, manual and automatic. And like I said, the manual ones, you literally go in there and you set up yourself. Now these automatic extensions that you see listed here are predicted by Google based on which extensions they think might improve your ad's performance. So naturally these are all automatically set up and they don't really require any extra work. You don't go in there and say here's the review I want you to show, or all these different things. It's all dynamically pulled from your website or a feed and things like that I'll show you guys how to go in and set up. So these are the automatic extensions that are available within the account. Alright, so first up, I just want to show you guys where you can actually manage these extensions. And again, when we get into the next module where I'm walking you through step-by-step live in the account how to set up your ad campaigns, I'm going to go through this setup there on that demo live. But just so you know, there is a drop-down menu within the account that says ad extensions, and you can access all of them from that menu. Alright, so let's take a look at location extensions. Location extensions are basically just a feature in AdWords that allows you to add location data about your business to your ad. So these location extensions allow you to take up more space, like we said, and obviously it's really appealing for anybody who runs a local business. Now if you're e-commerce or anything that's not brick and mortar, this is not going to be an extension that you're going to want to use. But for local searchers, including this location information is really helpful and increases click-through rate, credibility, and all of that good stuff. So this location targeting is actually really powerful. It's very accurate. It'll literally pinpoint where you are or where the searcher is, and then it'll display the nearest location from the information that you've given it. So you normally want to hook up your AdWords account to the Google My Business account that you have, where you manage all of your Google, literally your places. It used to be called places, but your Google My Business local listings, you'll want to just there's a setting in there that I'll show you guys how to set up. that you go in and sync those two together so you don't have to manually enter everything in. And it'll pull in all the locations that you have in your Google My Business account. And then it will display the nearest location. So, this is a really great location or a really great extension to use for local businesses. All right, so basically at the campaign level is where you are going to set these up. And like I just said, you're going to sync it through Google My Business, and it'll pull it all in for you. All right, next up is add site links. So this is an ad extension type that literally adds a link, hyperlinked text, underneath your core ad. So these just allow you to link to different pages. They can all be the same page, to be honest with you, or you can link to different pages, but usually it's meant for like linking people to actual different pages on your site. So in this example, it's like compare iPad models, check out smart keyboards, buy now, or check out Apple Pencil. These are all different site links. And it just gives you the ability to highlight and elaborate on different benefits, features, things that you think might be related, that if someone's looking for this particular type of thing, that they might be interested in this other type of thing. So basically, it's just there to make your ad seem more appealing, and maybe if it's not exactly what they were looking for, something else is going to entice them. So this can really help increase the click-through rate as well. So this is a really great one to add as a baseline for almost any advertiser. I can't think of any advertiser that wouldn't want to add site links to their ads. All right, now review extensions. There's nothing better and nothing more powerful than a good review. Customers love to see these. I know I do it all the time. Anytime I'm online looking for products, whether I'm looking at makeup or hair products or clothes or whatever it is I'm looking at, I go straight to the review sections and I want to see which ones have the best reviews. So with review extensions, you can share these positive write-ups, you can share awards, you can share third-party rankings, you can share all kinds of things in this additional line of text beneath your ads on Google. So, I know your business is awesome, but review extensions just let customers know, that these respected third-party sources agree. You can also add a quote, like from a review. You can paraphrase it, as long as you can hyperlink to it. But the way that this works is basically when you create a review extension, you can choose to enter in your own quoted or paraphrased review, or you can enter it in as an exact quote, but you have to link and attribute it to the published source. So that's the kicker there, is making sure that you can link to where it's literally published online. And then, it's not going to show necessarily every time. I've had a lot of questions about that because people will say, hey, I added my reviews on here and they're not showing up. Well, Google is ultimately the one that's going to decide whether or not your reviews are going to show up with your ad. So just because you have an ad extension, this goes with all of them, it doesn't necessarily mean that ad extension is showing up with your ad every single time. There's a whole variety of different factors that's going to factor into whether or not your review or whatever it is going to show along with your ad. It gets into bid, ad relevance, available space on the search results page, and all kinds of things like that. And also another question that I get commonly is, what do these cost? They cost extra, and you're not actually going to get charged for clicks, get charged extra for clicks and reviews, but you are charged just the standard cost per click for the ad itself. So it's not like it's extra. It's just the same as if they clicked, anywhere else on your ad. One thing that I'm just going to mention here that a lot of people run into for reviews is all the rules that Google has regarding what's acceptable for these third-party credible sources. So I'm just going to run through these real fast. The site has to be accessible to the public, which means the user can't have to sign in or do anything like that to get to it. Paid endorsements are not allowed. reviews that, like, they can't require an extra click. So you can't send them to a page where then they have to go and like download a PDF or click on a PDF. You can't tell them to go to this page and then you have to click here and like go to this review. So that's something that's come up before. It has to be like a direct link, and the review content has to literally be right there on the page. And also another one you can't do is you can't have aggregate reviews. Like you can't pull in reviews from like a user review sites or anything like that. That will work with seller ratings. So in a different lesson, I'm going to tell you guys how to set up seller ratings. That's for e-commerce. But like, and a good example would be like something that was published on like the Better Business Bureau site or something like that. That's a really good, safe one to use. So I encourage you to try to use the reviews extension if you possibly can, because it is really amazing for conversion and click-through rates. All right, call out. So this is a really common one, but again, a lot of advertisers don't use it, and I encourage everyone, no matter what type of business you have, to use call out. So you'll notice here in this example that the difference between the Geico ad and the Allstate ad is that the Geico ad has 2 lines of text. 15 minutes could mean $500 in savings, get a free car insurance quote now. Those are actually 2 lines of text that have been truncated into 1 line, and they're basically the description line 1 and description line 2. Allstate, on the other hand, has safe drivers can save 45% or more. Find a plan that fits your budget. So consider that like the first and second lines of the ad. But the first line has a bunch of benefits, and they're not clickable. So you'll see like switch and save $498 per year, many discount offerings, multiple policy discount. Those are called the call out extensions. So they're very, very similar to Sitelinks extensions, but the one big difference is that you can't click on it. There's no link. It's literally just there for added text. So just think of it like another line of text, but you can't write like a whole big long sentence. It's like multiple little short things. So you can't click on them. You can't send them to a page. So make sure it's not something where people would expect it to be a link. Save those for your site links. Typically, I try to use call outs to add like certain features, benefits, just perks to working with the business or purchasing their product or service, like free shipping or something like that. But just something where it wouldn't necessarily need to have its own link. Just supporting information for the message. And keep this in mind when you're writing your ad copy for your main headline and your description. Keep in mind that you can add, if you can't fit it all in there, keep in mind you can use these call outs to add additional information to your ad. And here's another example of of an ad extension that's really useful are these call extensions. Now I wanted to point out the difference between a call extension and a call only ad as well. But previously it was possible to set up a regular search campaign with a call extension and force a call if either the click to call button or the ad headline was clicked on. But the call extension only showed up in the very top ad spots. And then if your ad appeared in lower spots, your call extension might not show. It just might send people, to your mobile site. But a call only campaign is great for services where like offline conversations are really valued and really necessary to get the person to convert, or where it's one of those things where people just really want to talk to a human. That's where these call only campaigns and call extensions are going to be really, really important. I highly recommend using these types of ads and ad extensions. If you're like a local high-end niche type of business, these are amazing. These work great. I would suggest doing these. And just do a campaign really solely focused on driving calls. It can really help maximize your spending if you can convert better over the phone. And so call only ads, just to kind of clarify here, call only ads appear only on mobile phones. So like they won't show up on desktop. And the call button appears to the right with a call CTA along with the phone number that shows up as the headline. So that's the core difference here. Whereas an ad extension, it shows up on desktop. So you don't, it's not just a mobile only thing. And there's a cool little way you can track calls from ads. So you can track whether or not people are actually calling from these ad extensions, even if they're on desktop, because it'll actually put in a tracking number there for you and record those and track those. So that's really cool. And I'll walk through how to set this up from start to finish in our next module. And then another thing to point out while we're talking about call extensions is message extensions. This is a fairly new extension that's available that's really, really popular. As you guys can imagine, everybody just wants to text all the time, especially the new generation, the younger generation that's coming up now. I really honestly feel like they don't know how to talk on the phone. They just want to text. I'll call like my younger cousin, and the girl will just literally not answer my call, but she'll text me right back. So she doesn't want to talk on the phone. She just wants to text. So, for the younger generation, or for people who really like to text message, or maybe they can't talk for some reason, these message extensions are actually really, really popular, and just allows the searcher to connect directly with the business over text. So you obviously have to have the infrastructure set up on the incoming end to be able to text right back. So you need to make sure that's all set up, but you can do it. It looks, just like what you can see here on the screen. It shows up like a little blurb down there underneath the call extension. And when they text, you just text message right back and forth, and you can track how many text messages you received from your campaign. So that's a really popular one. If you have, the ability for someone to text back and forth, that would be an awesome extension to add. All right, this one's a little bit less commonly used and not known about. This is called structured snippets, and this type of ad extension is used to highlight specifics about your product or service. They are not clickable. So again, this is kind of similar to call outs, that you cannot click on it. There's no hyperlink. It shows up at the bottom of your ad with basically like a little header. That's the thing that you'll see to the left with the colon after it. And then you have a list of features after that header. So for example, you might see an ad that says like service catalog for the header. And then after it would say SEO, PPC, social media management as like a list of the different services that are offered by that business. And your headers can be chosen from a list. You cannot make up any header that you want. You have to choose it from the list that Google provides you. So it's going to be things like service catalog, brands, destinations, types. It's not going to let you just choose anything. But think of it like a service list, or all the different service lines that you offer, or brands that you offer. And then you can fill in the blanks, like kind of like a bullet point type of list. And then, just use them to help promote any unique or important details about your business. So those are another one that, again, if you use all these ad extensions, you're going to be taking up so much space in the search engine results page, which is awesome. That's what you want. Okay, here's another one that some people don't know about, and it's not just for e-commerce, but these are price extensions that will show a list of your products or services along with their prices, which kind of allows people to kind of browse like almost like a catalog without visiting your site. They show up as a set of 8 little clickable cards. I call them cards, those little square looking blurbs there below your text ad. So an example might be like if you're a hairdresser and you wanted to use the price extensions, the cards would just consist of individual services like a haircut, a full color, a partial color, etc. And each one would have the prices next to them. Now, if somebody clicks on one of the services, one of the little cards, then it's going to take them directly to that corresponding page on your site. So this is a really awesome way to really enhance your ads because it's kind of like Sitelinks, but I love the way that it's formatted in these little cards and includes the price. So this is a really awesome addition if you are comfortable with sharing your prices and promoting your prices out there. Just remember that they're out there so that if your prices change or you need to update them, you need to remember to go in there and update those prices so you don't have somebody getting mad at you. All right, and then we have app extensions. So obviously if you have an app, This is a great one that you'll want to use. And it literally just allows you to link an ad straight to your app download. And what's really cool is that Google will actually detect which store, you know, if it's Android or iPhone or whatever, it'll detect which store or which link it needs to display based on the user's device. So if you have an Android and an iPhone app, then you just program them both in there, add both of them, and Google will take care of the rest. So this is really great for driving app downloads. And then finally, we have promotion extensions. This is my favorite new type of extension. They just started about a year ago. They started testing out these promotion extensions in text ads, and that beta extended to the new AdWords interface this past summer. So now they're rolling it out globally. It's like in all supported AdWords languages, but it's only in the new AdWords interface, which they're calling the new AdWords experience. But these promotion extensions let advertisers display specific offers. So it can be a deal, it can be a coupon, it can be just like a specific percentage off, whatever, something free, whatever your offer is. It just highlights it. It adds another line. Again, that's awesome. We want to take up as much space as we can. It adds a little tag next to it, and you just put your deal, type your deal right in there, and you can include a promo code. You can include an offer period. You don't have to include an offer period. That's a question I get a lot. You don't have to have a start end date or anything, but if you don't have the start and end date, then it's just going to show all the time. But you can put a start and end date in there, so you don't have to remember to go in there and take it down. But these are really awesome. They click through to the place on your site where you either are talking about the offer or where they can claim it. But again, like I said, this is only available in the new platform. So if you're resisting like getting over there and trying to use the new AdWords interface, and you don't really feel like learning a new system, because it's very new, it's very different. A lot of people are having trouble getting used to it, but if there was a reason, this is it to get over there and start using that new AdWords experience. So that is all I have for you on ad extensions. I hope that was really valuable, and I hope you can see how incredibly important it is to use as many ad extensions as possible that's relevant for your business, so that your ads can really stand out and you can get better click-through rates and ultimately make more money. Next up, we are going to be diving into some key metrics that are really, really important for you to watch and pay close attention to when you are just analyzing and looking at how your AdWords account is doing. So I will see you guys in lesson 7.